Hi, my name's Tom Elliot here at the Crown Palladium ahead of the 2013 federal budget breakfast. Lots on with the budget last night. Now, I've got to say, it was a very strange budget. When I looked at it, I thought, well, are we in an election year or not? The fact is 2013 isn't an election year, but having said that, looking at the budget, it is not a traditional election budget. The reason for that is this. Believe it or not, the government, in particular the Treasurer, has been rather circumspect with his spending. Now, the bad news, of course, is that the federal deficit is going to blow out again. This time last year, we were told we'd have a surplus this year of around about $1.5 billion. Instead, of course, it's going to be a deficit of between 18 and 19 billion. Deficits are forecast to go out for the next 3 years. However, they are supposed to narrow and eventually get back to a surplus within about 4 years' time. Now, no one really knows whether or not we can believe this, because as we've seen in the past, both the Treasurer's forecasts and those of the Treasury on which he relies have been notoriously inaccurate. Some of the industries that could do quite well, I believe, the mining industry, for the simple fact that the mining tax, I don't believe, is going to collect any more revenue than what it's already collected. That is, the tax will be in the hundreds of millions rather than in the forecast billions of dollars. Family trusts, however, I think could find it going a bit tough after this budget. At the moment, a lot of family trusts, as do private companies, have to prepare their income tax statements on a quarterly basis. One of the little things that the Treasurer snuck in last night was that such tax statements will now have to be prepared on a monthly basis. This is excellent news if you're an accountant, because it will create a lot of work for accountants. It means you'll have 13 taxes a year, or 13 tax statements, one each month, plus an annual one. So good news for accountants, perhaps not quite so good if you're the person paying the accountant's bills. And as I said, reasonable news for mining companies, only because I just don't think the mining tax is going to collect all that much revenue. For people planning on having a baby, of course, you have to get your get your socks on or off, as the case may be, because the baby bonus is going to be cut back in one sense to nothing. In another sense, after the next 9.5 months, it will be cut back to $2,000 via the Family Tax Benefit Part A. So overall, I think it was actually a sensible budget. The most interesting thing is that most aspects of it will not be legislated until after the federal election, and if the opinion polls are anything to go by, we could have a very different government with a different Prime Minister and a different Treasurer in power by then. What they'll make of the budget is anybody's guess at the moment. Anyway, for more, go to our online hub, nab.com.au/Fed budget.